All right, so you're probably wondering, why did Palantir drop if their earnings came out amazing? They did a double beat. They beat expectations, top and bottom line. And so why did the stock drop? You're probably like, what's going on? This is not how the stock market works. This is not making sense, and everything in the stock market has to make sense, because if it doesn't make sense, then why are we investing our money? So obviously that's not the case, and a lot of things in this market do not make sense. I think half of the things make sense, half of it doesn't. Sometimes all of it doesn't. So I'm gonna give you guys my explanation as to why. And yeah, so let's just get straight into it. So if you didn't already know, Palantir came out with a double beat, as I was saying. So yeah, they were pretty much in line with their earnings per share, but their revenue significantly beat the expectations. So yeah, people are like, why is it going down? As you can see, revenue rose 39% to 883.9 million, topping the analyst forecast. So what happened? Why did it drop? Like, what the heck? This is not, if they're increasing their revenue and their profits, what's going on? I think the reason is this. As you could see, where is it? 2020. Yeah, so this is 2025 total revenue growth, right? This is in their earnings presentation. As you can see, they're up 39% since last year, and which is amazing. This is amazing for Palantir. This is their highest ever revenue growth, right? And this is more than most companies in the stock market, right? But look at last year. If you look at last year, we're up 36%, right? And then the year before, 32%. And the year before that, 27%, right? We can even pull up the year before that. All right, so if we see here, Q1 of last year, 21% increase as well. So I just want you to see something and see if you notice a pattern, right? We go 21 to 27, all the way to 32, to 36, then to 39. It looks perfect. Like this company's defying gravity. It's perfect, right? They're doing great. The only problem is, when you're seeing this increase from 21 to 27, and then all the way to 32, and then from 32 to 36, and then now you're just getting it to 39, it shows that the acceleration is slowing down slowly for the revenue growth. It's not like they're slowing down by a lot, their revenue growth, and they're still increasing, but it's the acceleration is a little bit lower. So although they beat the estimates, people were expecting something even crazier. And so that's what you really have to think about, is that when a company is this large and this many people are like watching it, if we look at what's the PE Palantir. So yeah, the trailing PE is still 400. Wow. So you have to realize, when you have a company that is valued this highly, if they don't significantly go crazy on their earnings, like something nobody has seen, then people are gonna get like, oh, okay, this is like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like if you're playing in a basketball game, right? And you only have a couple people watching you. If you mess up once, okay, it's fine. But if you have a bunch of people, like thousands of people watching you, right? Now the pressure is on. And that's really what's happening with Palantir, is that the pressure is seriously on. And it's that even if they mess up even once, or even they let's say they don't even meet the estimates, they're still growing, but let's say they don't hit the estimates, oh my god, the stock's gonna crash, right? And even we can see here, they even beat the estimates, but people almost have these like subconscious estimates that they're gonna beat by some crazier number, right? And when they don't do that, then the stock just still drops. So it's just tough for a company like Palantir. It's not that it's a bad company, right? They're doing what they're supposed to. They're doing everything they're supposed to, and they're increasing their revenue. The business model is great too, and the CEO is very driven. But it's just, when you have this much hype and this much valuation around the company, you really, really have to come in with like insane numbers every single time. And people are seeing that, hey, the acceleration of their revenue, it's looking like it's slowly, slowing down. So they're like, okay, I don't know if we're gonna still be able to get this increased, clip of acceleration of revenue every single time in the future. So the reason I'm not selling right now is that there's really no reason to sell. Like, the only reason you could give to sell right now is the valuation. Realistically, there's no other good reasons. And I'm not going to sell a stock if it's just because of the valuation, right? I think you should look at valuation when you're determining your position size, right? Like if it's like a Mag 7 stock, or no, not a Mag 7 stock, sorry. Like if it's a company with like a pretty decent valuation for what the company is, which actually some of the Mag 7 are right now, I take that back. Then you can make a bigger position. But for companies like a Palantir or even a SoFi, right, that I hold, you're going to want to do a lower position, or like a smaller size position, because they have higher valuations, right? So that makes them a little bit more risky. It doesn't make them bad companies, right? I'm not saying, I think Palantir is going to change the future, right? Don't get me wrong, but I just think right now it's the stock itself, what people have done to it. It almost like it ruins the stock. It's like other people are ruining the stock. But that's really what happens when you have this new company that's cutting edge technology and everybody wants to be in it. Nobody wants to be left out of this new AI revolution. So yeah, honestly, that's realistically what happened. The stock dropped because people just didn't see the insane growth that they thought they would. You know what I mean? And it's almost unrealistic expectations that people have for this company. And honestly, I still think that in the next couple quarters we're going to see 42%, 45% growth. But people are more inclined to start adding more into the stock when they're seeing like 21 to 27% growth, right? People are like really, really wanting to get into the stock at those kinds of points. But I wouldn't say that right now, honestly, it's not the worst time to be buying the stock. It just dropped, so it's another buying opportunity. But, I was buying down here a couple weeks ago while we were still, Palantir is one of the stocks that really came back quick, right? we've dropped because of tariff problems around here. And, all of March and April, it's been pretty yucky, but Palantir somehow managed to make it out. Like, Amazon, sorry, let me go to the daily chart. What am I doing? Amazon still has some room to grow, some room to get back. Tesla has a long way to go, but we know that. SoFi's starting to make it. SoFi's starting to come back to its highs again. PayPal has time to go. Nvidia has some time to see, like all the Mag 7 you could see, like they have time to grow. Sorry. Google, oh yeah, Google just got hit like a tank today because of something that happened with Apple's AI search engine, something like that. I gotta figure that out. What are the Mag 7 stocks? Netflix, like, bro, Netflix has just gone insane. It's, oh my god. Honestly, I haven't showed you guys this, but Grindr stock has just, it's kind of funny, but Grindr stock has just been on a tear, like an absolute tear. And yeah, Apple too, look, has time to grow, as well as Microsoft's coming back though, but look at Palantir. Palantir investors are definitely happy right now, nonetheless. I was honestly thinking about cutting some of my shares right before earnings, but I'm not mad that I didn't. I don't really, I'm not going to hit myself for that, but I'm still in it. I'm still in this, waiting for the long run. I think, we could see some more choppiness going into next couple of months, but I think in the end it's all going to work out. I think this company, I'm holding it more based on it's just innovation, not even just its financials. I really want to see what's going to happen with this company. I really like it. Unlike the other hand, Tesla, which, I still hold some shares, and I really don't like this company right now. I really don't. And yeah, otherwise, in other news, the Fed is still, the Fed kept the rates the same today, even though Trump had, pressured Powell to do, lower the rates. And he even said here, he said, saying the Fed does not need to be in a hurry. You know, even though Trump's tariffs, you know, it's, so that's interesting. Honestly, my gut tells me that uncertainty for the path of the economy is extremely elevated. So obviously he's still concerned about Trump's tariffs, but he's still not doing anything. Trump thinks that he can control Powell. Do you think that he can control Powell? Let me know in the comments. I don't think so, because obviously the Fed is independent. It's not supposed to listen to any parties or any political agendas. So yeah, I don't think realistically Trump's going to be able to have that much of an impact. Hopefully not. And yeah, so if you hold Palantir, let me know. I'm still holding Palantir. I'm not selling anything. I'm super happy with the company, especially because of this. Sorry, I gotta show you guys this before. Where is it? Here. So I was just looking at their income statement, right? You can see that their revenue, right? Obviously, we know their revenue significantly increased, right? The 39% clip. But you look at their cost of revenue. Their cost of revenue, you know, I'm going to try to do the math in my head, but this is not 39% increased cost of revenue. So the amount that they're spending to get to this, you know, increased revenue is it's not much compared, you know. Research and development and like sales and marketing, like they're not spending a super duper crazy amount on it, you know. So honestly that's what's amazing. And then you look at the earnings per share. Where is the earnings per share? Yeah. So earnings per share is also increasing. The earnings per share didn't significantly beat, as you could see. Maybe that could also be a contributor as to why the stock didn't do too well after earnings. Yeah, it's not too much up, as you can see. It's kind of just in line. But that's not bad, honestly. It's not bad. Most people are just looking at the revenue. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you hold Palantir, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.